All right, Lincoln. Now we're arresting women. What are you afraid of? That they're going to bake a pie for the Confederates? Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And this week, Prospector, we've got some good news at the end of the week. Beginning of the week is a little iffy. I do love your all hail President Lincoln thing.
I think yes.
I think at
yeah,
this
I thought
point,
I'd get ahead of it. I think he's doing a great job. I think there's nothing bad to say about him.
Fantastic. Please don't shut us down,
So
Lincoln. We love you.
I gave him a 5-star review.
5-star review. Not criticizing you at all.
No, I think he's doing great. And I just wanted to get ahead of it in case he starts arresting the people who say anything negative about him,
negative, yeah.
which he seems to be on the path towards. So
he's getting on that path, yeah. So this week, Johnny, the federal steamers Yankee and Release are going to open fire on Confederate shore batteries at the mouth of the Potomac Creek in Virginia. This is just some more, like blockade operations going on.
Right, yeah. Trying to get them either to not come closer, to get to leave, not allow them to use it at all. Are they just playing defense?
The Union federal boats are trying to knock out the Confederate installations.
To take it over.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well,
okay, gotcha.
It's not a necessarily plan to take it over yet, but they're just kind of making
Shouldn't
sure
they?
that. But they're just making sure that they don't continue to grow forts and stuff along the shorelines. But in any case,
just making noise, shooting at them, essentially.
Pretty much that, yes. Also on the Also to begin the week on the 23rd, Governor Isham Harris of Tennessee is going to appeal to mothers, wives, and daughters to get to sewing, get back into the house, get your sewing machine and your hand needles out, and start sewing up some clothing and blankets for Confederate soldiers in the field because they are in desperate need of everything. So could you please start donating?
They got some organization.
Yeah, so please start making some shirts and stuff for our boys.
Have the shops up in the Northeast started doing that for the Union yet, or do we?
Our factory. Yeah, our factory. Yeah. The difference is in the North we have factories of sewing machines that are doing the job for us. In the South, it's
and we are putting them out. So we have an established uniform, or
the Union is starting to. We've not gotten a formalized uniform yet, but there are some things that are starting to come down, at least from the rumor mill that I'm hearing, that we do
customary kind of
for the flag. We've got our standard stars and bars kind of stuff up here. The stars can be organized in any shape that they want, but there does have to be
spider.
And this one did
crab.
Crab. But they do have to have a star for every state. So Kansas is going to be admitted was admitted in July to the Union. So this flag is out of date.
Loyal states or all of the states?
All of the states. We're not recognizing the Confederate secession. So
right? Yeah, I just didn't know if maybe we could put something other than a star, like a something like a thumbs down instead. Thumbs down,
yeah. So for the traitor states, yeah. So typically speaking, if the stars are white, it is supposed to be a representative of the national flag. If the stars are yellow, it is supposed to be representative of a battle flag, which means things on the field. I guess if you lose your battle flag, it's not as bad as losing a national flag. So most American flags on the field are going to be yellow stars.
So in capture the flag, the battle flag would not count for a victory.
Yes, yeah. I guess. The uniforms for the Union, the rumors are that we're going to stick with blue. So there are a lot of units, like here, if you live in Indiana, there's the 11th Indiana that has a gray uniform right now. They're being told, like, you should probably change that to blue.
Change that, yeah.
Change it up to blue. Dye that.
Could you not? Because now the Confederates are obviously they're getting people to make uniforms. I imagine.
Yeah, I don't think
those will all be along the same pattern. Anyway, it's going to be stuff that they all.
I think it's pretty much just what they know how to make.
Make clothes.
Yeah, just make clothes.
And send
it was not making clothes of a certain pattern. It's just make clothes and send them.
Okay.
Yep. On the 24th, Trader President T.P. Davis is going to send more commissioners to Europe. He will send Pierre Rost to Spain, James Mason to Great Britain, and John Slidell to France. His hope here is that he can get foreign support and recognition of the Confederacy and foreign governments. He's not gotten that yet. Not likely going to get it. But his other goal here is that these commissioners were sent with money to purchase guns, ammunition, and supplies.
Bucks.
Confederate bucks with guns, ammunition, supplies. They're authorized to make contracts with these foreign
All
governments.
right, and so these countries have this country coming in, or representative coming in with a bunch of money from their country, asking, first of all, recognize our country. They say no. Okay, second of all, will you take our country's money for weapons?
Yeah, I'm thinking they're only going to be taking gold.
Do they say no to that? I mean, surely they're not accepting their Confederate bucks.
I think they're going to be accepting and willing open for hard currency, gold and silver. But I'm pretty sure the Confederate bucks are going to be
I would understand that, but yeah,
we're dubious of that,
because you would have to, if you're going to apply any value to that, you'd have to accept that
it's its own
from
nation.
A legal country.
Yep. Well, and keep in mind.
So are they? So do we have we gotten word about whether are they able to get? Did they supply?
As of they're just being sent out this week. I've not heard any news as to whether or not any. As of right now, as of right now, no country's accepted them as its own country. There's been England that has accepted them as a belligerent nation, which is not acknowledging them as their own country, but basically saying like they're under duress.
They're throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, pretty much. In Washington, D.C., we're now arresting women, as I alluded to in my preview here. A Miss Phillips and Miss Phillips, which is the worst name ever, Miss Phillips. So first off, if you're marrying a woman and her name is Phillip, like that's a question, and then you're marrying the dude Phillips, like that's Mrs. Phillips. That's a little weird of a name.
I mean, maybe
I'm going to go ahead.
Part of the Phillip family and wanted to keep it in the family.
I'm going to go ahead and say that sounds like a made-up name, so she's probably a spy, so maybe that arrest is okay and merited. But we also have a Miss Rose Greenhow who's also arrested. They're going to be arrested on charges of communicating with Confederates, Johnny. That's their charges. Communicating with Confederates, not conspiring, not trading information, not trading stocks, not trading supplies, none of that kind of stuff. Just communicating with Confederates. Where I don't have my. You don't have your map. They're being arrested in Washington. They're being arrested in Washington.
Washington. Okay.
Which, to be fair, Washington, in the nation capital is really pretty much in Confederate territory. I mean, it is right there.
Pretty close. Yeah. So are they? Is it? Are you not allowed to cross into Confederate territory?
Yeah, no. Remember last week, all commerce between the North and South has been stopped. That's like everything.
Goods and stuff. No, not even people. I can't walk across.
I think that's even people right now is not supposed to be walking across. There is also an order that any.
What if I had a vacation planned?
Yeah, well, I
was going to go to Myrtle Beach.
Well, I think you might want to suspend that Myrtle Beach vacation for a little bit. There's also talks that they're going to be potentially saying that anybody carrying an arm, guns, in open display could be potentially viewed as a threat as well. That hasn't officially passed yet, but that's rumors I'm hearing is that in Washington D.C. they're gonna
if you carry a gun, you're a threat.
Yeah, as of right now, that's kind of what the rumor mill I'm hearing.
Tommy, you want to know what's out here out west that doesn't carry a gun and is a threat?
Bears?
Yeah,
bears. You got those out there. Yeah, bears.
I'm gonna carry a gun.
Yeah, bears and rattlesnakes and all kinds of
because at least as I get mauled to death by that bear, I'll shoot it a couple times.
Make yourself feel better, right?
That's right.
And the North is obviously still seizing newspapers as well. Lincoln is going to tell Kentucky Governor Barry McGoffin.
I'm sorry, hold on. Barry McGoffin.
He sounds like an Irishman.
A fake name.
It also could be a fake name.
It sounds like a prank name.
Anyways, he's going to tell the Governor McGoffin that he cannot and will not remove pro-Union forces from gathering in Kentucky, despite Kentucky declaring its neutrality. Which,
okay.
So basically, Lincoln is telling Kentucky to fuck off.
Wait. Union can be in there, right?
Right now, yes. Yeah, Kentucky says we're neutral. We don't want Union or Confederate on our territory. We're neutral.
Guess
Lincoln
what?
has said,
Kentucky?
Lincoln has said Kentucky
neutral,
fuck off.
That means you're neutral in the United States.
Yes.
Which means you're still in the United States. Yeah, which means you're actually pro-United States.
So we're going to have troops there.
We get your land. Also, you got some horses. Probably take those, right? Can we have them?
Probably take those. Yep. Yeah, probably.
It doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter. We're going to take them anyways.
Because This is a war,
Imminent!
and he will do whatever the hell he wants to.
Yeah, eminent domain. Throughout this week, starting on the 25th of August, Confederate forces are going to take up operations against local Native Americans that have been hanging around Fort Stanton in New Mexico territories, that fort that they had just recently taken. Some Indians are not too happy that they've taken it and are taking some pop shot, or I guess slinging some arrows at them, and the Confederates aren't so happy with that. So at least as of now, not all Native Americans are in alliance with the Confederates. So good news for us, I guess.
What are the chances that though that particular group of Native Americans has any idea what's going on?
Yeah, they have no idea. They're just white men fighting white men. Who cares? We'll get in on it. Yeah, that's probably about where it is.
Okay. Yeah, let's do this.
It's my opportunity.
Last one standing will get the fort.
That'll be great. Take some land back.
I'd love that.
Some light skirmishing around Cross Lanes near Somerville, Virginia, and some more around Wayne Courthouse and Blues House in Western Virginia, a.k.a. or what we learned about last week, the proposed new state of Kanawha. Also, odd note here, King, I'm going to butcher this, Kamehameha in Hawaii has declared Hawaii's neutrality, so thank you, random island in the Pacific Ocean. For declaring neutrality.
What's Hawaii?
Some random island out in the Pacific that says
in the Pacific, like so way out past California.
Way past California.
Is it? It's not a state. It's a state.
No, it's not. We're not a territory. Not a state. No, they're just saying.
They just wanted to say we don't want anything to do with what's going on.
They're saying we're not going to
infinitely far away from us.
Yeah, we're not going to cross the ocean in our canoes to mess with anybody on either side. You're good. California, you're safe from Hawaii.
Well, that's good to know. Okay, that's great.
Hawaii. Thank you, Hawaii. A Union Expeditionary Force into North Carolina will set sail on the 25th. Their objective is to take Fort Hatteras and Fort Clark, which are protecting the Cape Hatteras region, which is an inlet waterway into North Carolina that is currently being used by Confederate blockade runners. So there's a couple of forts that are set up.
So we're trying to get rid of that?
So we're trying to get rid of that for more control of the blockade to stop supplies getting into North Carolina.
Great. Yeah, still part of that constrictor thing.
Right? Yep. Anaconda plan. This force is going to be comprised of 7 warships, 900 infantry. The warships are under command of Commodore Silas Stringham, with the infantry forces being under command of General Butler.
Okay, so they're not messing around with this. They're not sending a little scout ship to be like, "Hey guys, get out of here."
No, this is seven warships, 900 infantry. This is a legit force.
All right.
On August 28th, the Battle of Cape Hatteras is going to begin. General Butler and Commodore Stringham are going to arrive and set up just outside the range of the Confederate forts, because you see Fort Hatteras has only 10 guns mounted in the fort, with 5 not yet assembled and mounted, and Fort Clark has only 5 guns. All these guns are underneath the 32-pound mark. They're smoothbore guns that have very limited range. So they are
they're just right outside of that.
Yeah, they're not ideal for coastal defense. The warships.
And now I assume warships have.
Yeah, the warships have rifled guns that are larger that can outrange them, and so they're setting up just outside. So their first goal is Fort Clark. They start the bombardment of Fort Clark by mid-afternoon on the 28th. Fort Clark goes, we're done. Bye, and they abandon the fort with General Butler arriving in the evening with enough troops to take over the fort that has been abandoned. At dawn on the 29th, Commodore Stringham is going to do Operation Get Rid of Fort Hatteras by doing the exact same thing, sitting outside of Confederate gun range and just bombarding the shit out of them. Over several hours, the fort is going to receive enough damage that Confederate Commander Samuel Barron is going to surrender his entire force of just under 700 men. So he's like, look, we clearly can't.
Finally, he's just out. Yeah.
He's like, I can't. You can hit us. We can't hit you. What am I?
Right. Yeah.
Here and just
what an impossible situation. Yeah, because that's all they're waiting to do.
Yeah. So for the effort, this entire 2-day battle.
Well
done, Union. We got a victory. This is the good news I was talking about, Johnny. Victory. So the Union is going to lose a total of 1 killed, 2 wounded, while Confederate forces are only going to lose. They're only going to lose 4 killed, 20 wounded, but 691 surrendered. 691 surrendered. So just over 700 men are now out of the Confederate forces.
I know it's still those 5 that died. Still bad. But if we're going to be fighting our brothers, this is how I would like it to go.
Yeah. This is
we got what we wanted. Minimum casualties.
Minimum casualties. This is a big Union victory. This is our
great.
our first large victory since our losses over the last couple of weeks.
And
we've got good news. And the North newspapers are going to run with this. You swear by what the North newspapers are saying that we just won this war.
It's over. Oh yes.
This is such big news that Abraham Lincoln is woken
All
up.
hail President Lincoln.
Yeah, El Presidente Lincoln is going to be woken up just after midnight on the 30th and told of the news. He apparently is so excited that he jumps out of bed and does a little jig. He just a little Lincoln dancing in his little nightgown.
And then ran to the streets and arrested women for doing nothing.
Yep.
Because he can.
Yep. Yes. To be fair, though, it isn't it's not a major victory. But what it does do, it ends this week with enough of a victory that it gives us control. It gives the Union control of the entire coast from Wilmington, North Carolina to Norfolk, Virginia. So we basically
that sounds significant. I'm sorry. You say it's not a major victory. That sounds major.
We have
probably the most major victory this war will ever see.
Yeah, well, at least so far. This is giving the Union control of pretty much the entire coastline of the Confederacy, or at least a substantial portion from North Carolina up to Virginia. So this is
excellent.
Gonna make the Anaconda Plan come to fruition. Now, granted, I think we got to recognize it's gonna take longer than we wanted to, but we're starving them out, and it's evident that we're starving them out because when we took these fort, the troops were under-equipped. They had flintlock guns. They had lack of ammunition. The cannons that they had were not capable. They're good field artillery, but not good for coastal defenses. They had limited food supplies.
So they're just scraping the bottom of the barrel with what they can get, essentially. Like they're filling in spots where they should have better weapons with
what they have,
what they could find.
So mission accomplished so far. I mean, we're
war over essentially.
Hopefully it'll be over in 6. because how long can you go with limited supply? 6 months? 7
Tommy,
months?
I'll see you next week, and then we will drink champagne the week after to celebrate the end of the war.
We'll see how it plays off in the next month, Johnny. We're almost done with August, but we'll see how September goes.
Can't wait.
That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you enjoy this content, check out our other historical stuff on Historical Hindsight, where we talk about Russian cosmonauts being abandoned by the Soviet Union.